and I don't have an intro when I stream right to YouTube, and it's different. I changed the orientation, and I don't think I like it. It's like, "Eesh." And then I'm like trying to get everything together here, and it's just not working. I'm like, ah, what's everybody up to this morning? It's Friday. I don't like it at all. I want to go back to the regular way. Help! See, and now it says rotate device back. I don't want to. I want to do over. Oh my God, I don't like it. And then it also doesn't give me chat viewing options. I want to be able to put no troll mode on. See, I just messed it up already. I'm like here extra early. Now I can't even fix what I want to fix. That sucks. Hopefully we don't get trolled too bad. It's okay. Jeez. No, I still can't figure it out. I need to just suck it up and pay for the Streamyard. And I feel so bad. Short Legs got me one of my wish list items from I don't know if it was Halloween or God, that's not a freaking holiday. Whatever holiday it was where I had a YouTube list. I think it was my birthday. But Short Legs got me this super cool um phone holder extension thing, but on the Jeep you have to take apart the dash right here to be able to install it. And I'm like, eventually I'll do it. And then I tried to do it, and it's really like you have to take apart the whole radio area compartment. So I still haven't really gotten a good holder for my phone. Um, it's kind of annoying because the real like dinky ones that everybody always has, the Jeep, I can't explain it. I can't talk. I should have probably waited to go live. It's like words are hard sometimes. I'm gonna change. Abby, I finally caught alive. Hey, Sway, good to see you. I probably should put makeup on today. Beam, pop, brush. Mine goes in my vent. See, that's what I mean. My phone is too heavy for one of those. I've tried one of those before. Um, but oh, jeez, it's like I need a testing mode, and then I didn't. And then now here we are, and I'm just stuck here playing with all the different filters. Because I used to have StreamYards, but StreamYards, um, let me see what Jackie says. Elena, you're having lagging issues? I'm sorry. Um, Whatever, this will work. Okay. I'm just distracted today. I don't know why. But let's see. StreamYard, I used to have StreamYard and it was like $10 a month, and then all of a sudden I had a charge on my account and it was like $45 and I was like, "What is this?" And it was before I started streaming every day, so it was kind of like I don't really think I need that because I don't stream hardly. So, thank you, Turtle Madness. Hit the like button, guys, please. And thank you. Um and then I saw another comment. Hey, just ignore the I got with the one man that loves me and I love him, and people that told me to get a good man because my worst haters, I ignore it. It got me at first, and it. See, Jackie, most of the time, I'm totally okay with anything said to me or said about me because I try to have an open mind, and I'm not very thin-skinned, but at the same time, it's like I take in some of the stuff that gets said, and after a while, it kinda, like, piles on me. A lot of stuff I just let go of, a lot of stuff doesn't bother me, and then it's like, all of a sudden, I don't know if it's like hormonal or like I just all of a sudden just can't handle it or something, but I will have a moment, whether it's here or whether it's in like real life. I just either have to like cry about it really bad, and usually it's because I'm really mad. I cry when I'm mad, and I hate that because then I'm mad that I'm crying. Imagine that, right? Good morning, Donna Roland. Um, so it's like almost therapeutic to be able to have someone to just speak it to out loud, and then you kind of it gives me the ability to let it go. Like I say it and then I let it go. But ultimately, um, it's not easy being on the internet in general, especially if you are not 100% the most absolute perfect looking person. Hey, well, P, I'm glad you do the same thing, so it's not just me. Me too, mad crying. If I'm crying because I'm mad, you might want to stay away from me. Like, and then, like I said, I get mad because I'm crying. Like, it's like, make it make sense. Hey, Sweet Leaf, good to see you. It is rainy and it's like 80 degrees still. I don't really understand it. I started doing that in my early to now mid 40s. Yeah, I'm 42. So yeah, that makes sense, I guess. Grandmammy, good to see you. Shiloh, Bayou babe. So I guess maybe it's a lady thing that we just it's kind of how we work. Thank God for coffee this morning. Awesome TLC. I'm glad I could wake up with you guys. I've been up for a minute. Um, that's the only thing that's actually gone good with the daylight savings time is this whole waking up and getting to work, and I've been making sure to get here early so that I could do these. So I'm glad you guys appreciate them. Good morning, BJ. Thank you. I got a good filter on. You saw me in the beginning of the stream and now you see me now. It's like a little bit better. But good morning, Rach. Yeah, I've always cried when I got ticked off. Yeah. What gets me is that like I get mad, cry, and then I just like get mad that I'm crying. I'm like, what is especially with that stream, I almost probably should take it down because I literally it's like, whoa, hello, hypocrite. I literally just said I was not gonna cry, and then like now I'm just like boo-hooing ugly tears. It's just it is what it is. I don't I don't hold on to it. That's the thing with me. It's like I'm not going to go back and discuss whatever happened 2 days ago. I just saw something I didn't agree with, spoke out about it, and I didn't really expect people to be that angry over it. I didn't really expect people to get so outraged over it. I have friends still that still like those people that, I don't agree with, and that's fine. I to each his own. Like, I just can't I don't know. I can't dwell on things. There's so many people here on the internet and in general in real life that it's like they operate on hatred. Every morning it's like they wake up and they're like, "Oh, I still hate so and so," and "Oh, this person made me so mad. I'm going to get back at them today." And I'm just sitting here like, "Why?" I don't really it doesn't affect me. If you're not what are the 4 Fs? If you're not feeding me, fucking me, or financing me, there's 3. Yeah, you shouldn't care. And it's so easy for me to say that, but then yet y'all you saw me like 2 days ago cry my eyes out. So it's like I don't care, but I don't at the same time, if that makes sense. Thank you, Denise. Yeah, I love us. We have a lot of fun. Never a dull moment. He's something else. It's like I wouldn't have it any other way. Irish Badass, good to see you. So, how fast do you think we're going to get to Delphi? It looks like the jury is deliberating Delphi right now, and I'm like, I don't have a good feeling about it. Elaine, yeah, I don't like using the word evil. It was used against me recently, and it didn't feel good. I don't wake up every morning and set out to intentionally harm somebody. Um, I don't. Mm. Like, I don't go into comment sections and tell other women they're ugly or how much their relationship is gonna fall apart or um I can't think of really good examples. I'm not somebody that does that, so it's just weird to me and I'm kind of like relating what I got into the comment, but I just don't like I will respond to something if I feel um like if it's something that's deep rooted to me that I believe in. Like, if it's something that I believe in or something that I feel is right. And if I feel very heavy conviction to speak out on it, usually I can't really stop myself. And sometimes actually, you know what? People, um, a lot of times people nowadays, they don't really want criticism or they don't really want you to say what it is. Like, and now that I think about it, I've had this issue all of my life, and people said it was because I was European. Um, and I'm like, no, just I'm just a bitch. Because if you ask me, like, let's say you're a good friend of mine. Thank you, Helena. Good to see you as a member now. I was gonna say good to see you, and then I was like, I've already seen you. What am I saying? But no, my personality, and a lot of people, I think this is why I have a problem with not with friends. I have friends, but I have a problem with certain people that don't get me or think that I'm mean because I literally will tell you, like, if you ask me as a friend and we're out, like, let's say we're getting ready, we're getting dressed, we're getting ready to go to the club. You've got an outfit on, I've got an outfit on. I'm like, how do I look? And they're like, oh, you look amazing. And they're like, how do I look? And I'm like, well, I mean, the outfit could be better. I think we should maybe change this. Like, I will not purposely say something to hurt your feelings. Like, I wouldn't say, like, oh, you look stupid and not give any kind of response. Like, it's hard to explain, but then there's times where, like, there's no real need to say, oh, your outfit is, but like, if you've got food in your teeth, I'm going to tell you. If you have, eye boogers or something, I'm going to tell you. And it's like, we're gotten to the world and sensitivity of people to where they're like, start feeling by that. And I'm like, I would rather know. And if I'm asking you, then like, hey, how do I look? I'm expecting you as my friend to tell me, like, hey, I think that I would do this different, or hey, I think you should change that shirt, or hey, that could look better, or like anything like that. It's not going to hurt my feelings. And I'm just giving a generic example. It's probably more deep in than just that. It's like I am straightforward. And so it's like, if I don't agree with something, even if you're my friend, I'm going to sit here and say, hey, I don't like that you did that, but I mean, it's fine. Just do you, whatever, and we'll get over it. But Sally will love it this other way. What? I don't get it. We groom each other in actual meaning, help each other. Yeah, see, there's a fine line to everything in life. And this is what I've learned in my old age of 42, you guys. I'm gonna sit here and freaking Gandhi, you guys. It's like the purpose to life. I've learned it. Okay, so and I'm saying this being sarcastic. A lot of times that's another issue with me is that I talk and people take me very literally. Like I say words sometimes and I'm being a real smartass. So like it's you got to feel me out for a while before you can have a full conversation with me and understand that I'm not really being serious. Like the other events, okay? This is how sarcastic I am or what a smartass I am. Ever since the incident from the other day that I'm not going to talk about ever again. I might even delete the videos of it later. But you guys know what I'm talking about. The whole crying issue, whatever. The person did what they did, whatever, who cares? But this is what a sarcastic asshole I am. I'm literally freaking walking around threatening my dog Wrangler to kick him. I'm like, "Don't do that, dog. Don't make me kick you." I'm not really going to kick the dog, but it's just and then, a lot of those people will probably clip this and be like, "Oh my God, she does the same thing. How dare she?" But, it's not, it's just a principle of it. At this point, the action doesn't even matter. It's the fact that you're like "Oh, I just did this," and and I'm over it. I've been over it. But yeah, Delphi, I'm really nervous about it. I'm really nervous about Delphi because I battle within myself in my thoughts because I'm like, "Ah, the folks going after you don't know you. You'll always be the YouTube roadwork sign meme video to me. Roadwork ahead." And yeah, I sure hope it does. Yeah. You're gonna have to send me that again. I remember, but I don't. I know what you're talking about, but I don't. So, Delphi, in my head, it's like I feel like if Richard Allen is convicted, it'll be wrong, and I kind of feel like if he's not convicted, it'll be wrong. And so it's like, what do we do? And what's right? And what's the right way? What's the wrong way? We want to get justice for the victims every time, but it's like sometimes it's not possible because if they don't have the right person, it's not justice. But what if they do have the right person and they just don't have the right amount of evidence? See, it's like a no-win situation right now. What? I've come from Dolly's page, saw some nasty comments about PJ and don't like bullying. Used to be bullied for having a small head, but anyways, I fall over my cat all the time. Wow, I'm sorry about that. I feel he did it, but too much reasonable doubt. See, see, Shiloh, how do you feel that he did it? Like, why do you feel he did it? Brock, saying it and doing it are two different things, but taking accountability. Right. And it's like not only that happened, another thing happened, and it was relating falling asleep. And it's funny how Dolly had the same thing happen to him, and it was when he got to Nashville. He got to Nashville and went to Tennessee and did all this stuff, and it was like the end of the day. And so he was in a neighborhood falling asleep, and everybody clipped it like, "Oh my God, look what he did!" And he came back and was like, "Yeah, I was so tired. I had to go right to the hotel room. And you guys, that's not okay." Well, this exact same thing happens to this person in the middle of the night while they're streaming, and it's like, "Oh no, that was just me thinking. I close my eyes when I think, you guys. That's not what that was." Okay. So the accountability thing is really, really, really not there. And to me, that just is a blatant lie. So to me, I feel disrespected when somebody lies to me. Like, that's my thing. If you straight up lie to my face, it's like I feel like you just spit in my face. I don't like it. Um, you either think I'm stupid or you just are just I don't know. It's like I absolutely feel beyond disrespected when somebody flat out lies like that to me. The sex abuse history? Is there sex abuse history though? That's what I mean. I don't maybe have all the facts. Irish Bettis said because he confessed, but he confessed under duress, and that's known for all of these cases. Like Delphi, he confessed after he was already in solitary. I'm pretty sure he had already gotten his dose of freaking medication they gave him unwillingly. And if this was like my cousin or some man that I know that was incarcerated like this and hadn't had a fair trial yet while being held in prison in solitary. So like you can't really take anybody's confession when they're out of their mind. And then the people that are saying um that he was pretending, I'm sorry, you're not going to pretend to eat your own shit. You're not. It's just not. It's not possible, but it's funny that that always reminds me talking about that, it always reminds me on how people would try to fake seizures and people would try to fake, being passed out. When I was on the EMS bus, I would be on the back of an ambulance, we'd get somewhere, probably usually, like, after last call, and, like, there was one incident, this man got in a fight, they were getting ready to take him to jail, so he kinda just laid there on the ground, and I'm thinking, "This dude is probably not out of it for real. I bet you he's conscious. He just doesn't want to go to jail." So the easiest way to test that is, oh, he might not have an airway. Let's develop a path to his airway, and we'll do the chin lift, and here's the nasal cannula, and when they start hearing you say things like you're gonna shove some stick thing up their nose, they wake up really quickly. So I can't imagine that in the jail system, it's still the medical aid that tends to you when you have, mental. And I can't imagine that they don't have certain protocols in play to determine whether or not somebody is or isn't faking. Because I mean, they have that on the ambulance, and it's not the same thing. But I mean, it's still, you should still have professionals for the field. What time is it, guys? Now that I have my phone in horizontal mode, it doesn't give me the option to change freaking anything that I need to change, and I don't see my clock on my phone. So, if you can't accept a confession claiming duress, then it's the same regard. You can't accept someone's declaration of innocence. Um, yeah, because I mean, he did declare his innocence the first, second, the third, every interrogation before he got to be locked up. It's 7:04. Thank you. If somebody could remind me at like, oh, 7:20, the burden is on the government. Yeah, you're right. And I don't believe they really proved it. No one can deal with solitary for 13 months without crying. Right. Like, I mean, we watched Castaway. You saw what Tom Hanks did. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I mean, it's known psychology 101. You're not going to do good in solitary. Um, but then being the devil's advocate, why would they give him Tylenol if they thought he was faking? To me, that's insane. Exactly, because that's like you're giving somebody an antipsychotic that you truly believe is not psychotic or being psychotic. So therefore, it's like, again, you're straight lying to my face. They gave you an antipsychotic because they believed you were being psychotic. So two things don't, it doesn't add up. Life, not laugh. I didn't see what you said. My chat is. Prison isn't meant to be a good, relaxing time. You're right, but prison is meant for people that are convicted. And I get it. I get it, and I wish I could see what everybody sees that believes he's straight guilty. No ifs, ands, buts. But I just don't. I don't. With the experience I've had with being an EMT, I guess I've seen patients and people and things that are just people will say some stuff. And the fact for me, what cancels out any confession or what cancels out any valid confession isn't even the psychosis part. For me, the phone call to his wife where he says, do you want me to get this to stop? Hey, Nanya, good to see you. Hey, Peach. uh, the cult deal seems most rational because the body placement. See, the sister's hair on the hand, I'm not putting anything into that. I think it's just because it was maybe her sweatshirt and that just was it. I don't I don't know. But with the imagery of the bodies, we've never been shown the actual setup on how the bodies were found. So like I don't it's like I just don't believe anybody. I don't believe anything. I don't know. Once you lie to me, that's the thing. I get to a point where I stop believing anything. And I feel like we've been being lied to for so long. And this whole like your truth, my truth, fake news, real news, it's like it's basically all about your perception. So if you believe something one set of ways, you're not going to be swayed. You're not going to be, your mind's not going to change. You're going to just think one way. That's it. It's my truth. And even if your truth is a little bit, you don't remember parts of it, in your mind, you believe it's your truth. But for me, it's like I actually have to have several different components to it to make it valid in my head. Like for me, when Richard Allen was speaking to his wife and he said, if you can't handle this anymore, I'll just I'll just tell them what they want. And a lot of people that are anti Richard Allen, which it shouldn't be a kind of like a sides thing, and it seems to come out every single time there's a case we're following. There's a set of people that are like, I'm for the defendant, period, no matter what. And then there's people that are like, the other side, the victims and their families. And it really should only be about the people that were directly affected, Abby and Libby. That's it. But a lot of people get in this whole, well, this person, that person. And it just, when I heard the testimony about Richard Allen on the phone with his wife, basically saying, hey, if you can't handle this, I'll just tell them what they want and then it'll be done. Like in his mind, he's thinking, it'll be over with because either he'll be sentenced and that'll be it, or because they were interrogating the family pretty badly and he was affected every time his wife was affected. And so from that point on, it's almost as if he was just saying shit to say it, like in his mind thinking, all right, that'll get through to them and then they'll believe me and then they'll leave my wife alone. Do you see what I mean? But when you're in the wrong state of mind and you're in that type of environment, who knows what the hell he would say? He was eating his own shit, for crying out loud. I mean, it just doesn't. Let's see. Sorry, I'm gonna get to the super chat. Thank you so much. I'm not used to getting super chat. This just still feels weird. Irish badass. The Coburger court discussion yesterday was wild. The in-depth talks over firing squad, like we're not even near that yet. I know. That's what I was like, why are we even going there? And the audacity, his lawyer had the nerve to be arguing on the fact that the anxiety and fear over possibly mind you, being put to death and not knowing how you're going to be put to death is unconstitutional. Bitch, it's unconstitutional to stab four people to death. I mean, what? Make it make sense, guys. Make it make sense for me, because it's not making sense at all. Um, let's see. I wanted to get back to that one comment. Let's see. Right, I get the hair. It's not a clear cut case like Adam Montgomery or Steven Stern, so the abuse is wrong. Send Adam and Steven to that person. Yeah, I know, right? The people that should go to like solitary and to be confined and to have all them Halidol treatments, like the people that should get that don't get it. And it's like, I saw some pictures, the one they drew, I thought it was, yeah, there was pictures of pictures, and there's pictures of depiction of pictures. Like, it's like, I just don't fully believe, because there's people that said that there was no antlers on Abby's head, and that was on the first set of depictions of imagery of the stage scene. It was always that Abby had, little pieces of branches as like antlers. And that always coincided with what Elvis Field said about, if there's spit found, it's because I spit on the girl thing. Like, and I'm bad at, don't ever take what I say literally and repeat it verbally, word by word, because sometimes paraphrase stuff and I know it's not right, and I don't know. And I always second guess and rethink and try to word so that nobody gets confused or so that I'm not taken out of context. Because like I said earlier, I'm not here to hurt anybody's feelings or to give wrong information. This has always just been my opinion, my input, my heartfelt thoughts on what I feel and think. And for some reason, it's like I feel like y'all want to hear about it. I don't know. And sometimes it's just for me. Sometimes it's because, yeah, I just got to get it out. And y'all are like my temporary therapist for the day, you know? It's down in the 40s here. Really? Man, I got to move to California. That's it. It's like, my car says that it's 72 or something, but I mean, it feels like it's still 80 degrees. Yesterday it was 81. I don't get why Koberger thinks he doesn't deserve the death penalty. Um, because he's selfish. She had a video of on Riley too, sad since nothing as it seems anymore. Check that video she has. I'll check it out, Sloan. Okay. Why would he call the tip line saying he was there if he did it? Just flee the area, guilty, right? Well, I think they were saying that it was his wife that made him, but then again, like we wouldn't know that. We weren't there in his house. We don't, like, who, I didn't hear that in the testimony. So, okay. Let's see. Kay Bush. Thank you so much for the super chat. We had a case here. It keeps going away. Where a guy kidnapped two sisters with a gun and was able to essay and unalive them with a gun in the woods. He was able to control both the. See, that is a great point. and therefore it can happen. It does happen. It's a possibility. It's what they're saying happened. So that example right there shows how it's possible. That could, and that's what makes me so conflicted because I'm like, they didn't really prove that to me beyond a reasonable doubt. And, but what if it's what happened? Because, see, it's possible that it did happen. So it's like, do we focus on the fact that they truly did not prove that? Well, in my opinion, they did not. But some people, I guess, they feel that they did prove that he did it that way. But for me, I don't feel that they did. So it's like, as a person on the outside or as a juror possibly, I would be in my head thinking, if I don't convict, he could possibly be the bad guy. He could go out and do it again, which that's another thing. He's not done anything before this. He's not done it after the fact until he was got arrested. So it's like, what's the chances that he's going to do something like this again if he's let out? I don't know. But it's not fair to the true victims of the case because they're not getting justice, an eye for an eye, right? I'm not on that same crazy level as Dolly is. I don't truly believe like, oh, everybody should be sentenced to death because they did something bad. But I don't necessarily believe that you should just go free. So it's like if he really did do it and he's getting ready to go get free, I believe it's probably going to be a hung jury, and that to me is a somewhat injustice. So it's like I don't have high hopes for the case, but just like we talked about last week, I probably should change that and just say out loud that I believe that justice is coming and that everything will be great, right? See how that works? It's so easy to spit out the negative, and it just took work for me to formulate the sentence to try and make it positive somehow. Why is that? Why is that? They didn't prove to me he did it. I'm glad I'm not on the jury. Me too, because like I would carry that. I would carry that burden of convicting or not convicting. And I've not had to serve in a jury before. Hopefully I don't ever because I don't think that I could handle it. I would feel like my decision would possibly be a life or death um sentence for somebody, and it's like who should be left with that task? I don't know. I mean, I know judges are, but I'm not a judge, so it's like I don't know. I'm very conflicted in life. Now that I talk it out loud, it's kind of like, holy cow. I'm always like, well, what if this or what if that? And what if I choose the wrong way? Or what if Jesus reveals the truth. Yes, yes, he does. Sooner or later, you will get called for jury duty. I've heard, I think because I was just recently, um, what was I gonna say? I don't know. Never mind. I don't remember what I was going to say that fast. Why do you think BK is any different? Well, see, this is why I really need to get a phone stand. Oh, God. BK is different to me because BK, there's evidence of the sheath and the DNA, which, oh my God, everybody in my family and everybody that knows me calls me a conspiracy theorist. And I always said the ancestry kits where you go and get your DNA checked. I always said that those were bad. Like I think one year my sister got them on Groupon for sale, and she tried to give me one for Christmas, and I was like, I'm not doing that. I know where I'm from. I was born in Croatia, so therefore I'm probably like 90% Croatian. What? Like I don't. It's not going to come back and tell me like 10% African or something. You know what I mean? And I don't mean to say that in a negative way. It's just the outlandish. Sometimes people get those reports back and it's like, "Wow, I'm such and such percent such and such." You know? But I didn't want it. I didn't take her offer, and she's like, "Oh, you're such a conspiracy theorist and you always think everything's bad and somebody's out to get you." And I'm like, they're going to use your DNA in a bank and store it for God knows how long. And then they're going to use it for something based on whatever they need it for. And she's like, "Well, who's they?" I'm like, "I don't know. The power of the forces that be. I don't know." So that's how they found Brian Koberger's DNA, which again isn't direct DNA. It was touch DNA, and they were able to connect it to his father, who then was like a 99.99999% relative or whatever. So I believe that was through that one of them DNA kits. See, I found out I'm 1% Jewish. Exactly. 719. Thank you. They just sold all of your DNA too. Exactly, exactly. And so it's like I feel like at one point in time, everything that was controversial, is it 729 or is it 719? Because if it's 729, I'm in trouble. 719. Thank you. Okay. I'm gonna close it up here, but I'm gonna close it up with this. It's like with conspiracy theories, um, every time at one point a conspiracy theory ends up to become factual, like with aliens. Remember people in the 50s that were claiming they'd seen aliens or they were abducted by aliens? I still don't, fully believe they're right, but they were called tinfoil hat wearing fools and conspiracy theorists, and now we're here talking about it however long later, and it's like they do exist. Oh, so I'm like, well, where when do these people that are thinking that way and that have that type of brain, that when do they get a, I'm not gonna call them the conspiracy theorists, because I think that was a term that was made to make people look or feel a certain way. But basically, when do they get an apology? It's like, when do they get an apology? Can somebody tell me? Because it's like at some point in time, it's no longer a conspiracy theory if it turns out to be true, right? I don't know how we got here. Don't ask. Oh, I gotta go to work. I don't want to. Thank you for the time checks. You guys are amazing. Again, I really love you guys and I appreciate you for being here with me every morning. It kind of helps start my day and I like it. I like it a lot. On that note, it's definitely always harder to be nice versus being mean. And let's strive to do that today. You guys have a good rest.